Hey guys, welcome back to the Wrestling Podcast. We're here with a special guest, Mark Hall from now wrestling at the Penn RTC. How are you doing, Mark?
I'm doing pretty good, man. It's been a very good day. A little muggy here. Looks like it might rain, but all in all, it's been going well.
Yeah.
All right, nice. So let's get started with COVID. And that's kind of like the main topic. That's been going around the world for the last couple months. How has COVID affected you overall in your training situation?
Yeah, it's been difficult. It's like there's really you gotta follow all the safety precautions, all the rules, because it's just like it's like the right thing to do, and you want to keep everyone around you as safe as possible. So, but I mean, right now, I moved to Philadelphia, and UPenn is 5-6 miles down the road for me, and like we got to find different places to practice just because the university shut down for like college sports and stuff. So it's been like difficult. We got a couple places that we go, but it's still, it definitely takes away some convenience from our lives, but it's just the way it is sometimes.
Yeah. So, was there anything that benefited you from COVID or that you benefited from? Like, did you get to learn anything or did you like jump levels on your wrestling?
Yeah, I learned a lot about myself this summer. This most of this summer and off season, I've just been hurt for last few months, and so I'm learning a lot about myself and like figuring out like what my life is like without wrestling. Because I mean, from the second I like wore Penn State singlet to the end of my career, I never missed a match.
Yeah.
So like I've always been healthy. I've never had to worry about like broken bones or hurt knees or anything. So it was just like not having wrestling through COVID and then not having wrestling through getting hurt has just taught me a lot about myself, and it's been nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so COVID did another thing to you, which was taking away the NCAA tournament, your last NCAA tournament from you. Talk to me like when you learned the tournament was canceled and what was like your first initial reaction?
Yeah, it sucked really bad. The absolute worst part about that whole couple of days was that I couldn't be with my team. So when we got back from Big Tens, there was a couple of us who came back, and we just got a little sick, like we had a little cold or whatever, and
Yeah.
and I mean around that time, it's like if you got a cold, like you stay as far away from the wrestling room as you can, because like we're not going to go in there and get some of the teammates sick and stuff. It's contagious. And so after Big Tens, I had to sit out for a couple of weeks. I couldn't, or not a couple of weeks, like a couple of days. Couldn't be with the team just because I was sick or whatever. And then the day that we got that call, I was sitting at home, and it just really sucked not being able to be with the team. But like I said before, it's just like it's the way it is. Sometimes you don't get to make all the executive decisions, and ultimately you just got to trust that like they were making it to keep us safe.
Yeah. So how did you envision that tournament going if happened, and was there anybody you excited to wrestle there specifically?
Right. Yeah. I mean, of course, I'm looking forward to that tournament. I'm looking forward to wrestling in Minnesota for the last time. Yeah, I was really excited. I thought I was going to do pretty well, and obviously having my rubber match with Michael Kemmerer, if we both make the finals. There were a couple other tough guys at that chart. Dylan Lighty, who first time I wrestled, I beat him pretty good, beat him pretty dang good, like 12, 13 points. And, every time after that, it was like I was in the doghouse. He progressed really well throughout college. So wrestling him was always exciting. I just had a really tough weight. 174 was not
Yeah, it was loaded
really,
last year.
I mean, everybody had a tough weight, honestly. But yeah, I was excited. It was going to be a really good tournament, like I said. And I think we were going to surprise a lot of people too. I really do. We had I think 5 or 6 national qualifiers, and I'm telling you, like, I think we were gonna have like 5 or 6 national champions too. So I think it would have been a really good tournament for us.
Yeah. You guys were kind of the underdogs last year, but I've learned over these last couple of years never to count Penn State out.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, definitely.
So another big thing that happened a couple months ago is that you moved to Pennsylvania RTC. Why did you go there, and how are you overall liking it at Penn RTC?
Yeah, I love it here. It's been awesome in Philadelphia. I've been here for a week now, week and a half. It's been smooth, man. I just got in, like the last of my desk set up, my things in my room. It's been a really really good process getting here in Philadelphia, meeting more people. Being able to spend some time with the guys on the team, develop some relationships. So it's been going really well.
Yeah. So you like in Philadelphia itself, like the city? Have you got to visit any like the statues and some of the stuff there?
Yeah, it's been
You like it
awesome.
a lot?
I think I'm gonna do some of those things this weekend. During the week, I just like there's always something going on during the week, so I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything important. So over the weekend, I'll probably take my dog and we can go explore the city a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the coaches there, Brandon Slay, he's a former TWP interviewee, and I think he is an awesome person just by talking to him. And he's definitely a really established wrestler himself and an established coach too. What are your thoughts on Coach Slay, and how has he impacted your time so far at the Penn RTC?
Yeah, it's been crazy with Coach Slay. We've been all over the place. We've been different countries together. Training with him when I trained with him under him when I was in high school, and so throughout high school, he was a big part of my success. And he would never take responsibility for my success, obviously, but he did a good job of helping me develop game plans, helping me develop my style, the way I wrestle. It was never how he wanted to do things. It was how I wanted to do things and how I could do them the best way possible. So he did a really good job with that, and even more so, I'm just a great mentor for me and the team, and just a great example of what I would want to grow up to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So at Penn, there are a lot of great wrestlers like David McFadden, Joey McKenna, and many more. Who are your main partners there so far?
It's been Joey, a couple of the college guys. Been around Anthony Artelona a little bit. But I mean, right now it's just kind of being able, because this is my time to get a feel for everyone. I don't have any big competitions coming up or anything like that. So just being able to get a feel of everybody, build a relationship with everybody. That's been the thing. That's been the thing I've been focusing on a lot.
Yeah. So another big name has said he's coming to Penn RTC in 2021, and that is Jordan Burroughs. What do you think of him coming to Penn, and how does that going to help you?
Yeah, he's a classy dude. I'm really sorry about that. Let me put
You're
my
good.
No, you're
computer
good.
on do not disturb. Yeah, I'm really excited. He's a classy guy. You know, he's someone who wrestles hard, and uh, I'm really excited to just be able to learn from him every day and hopefully teach him some things too. You know, like I wanted to be really excited to have a man like that around, and yeah, I'm excited to keep building the relationship that we already have, and continue to make it stronger.
Yeah, for sure. So speaking of JB, he just wrestled at Flow against Zahid. What do you think of his performance there? And what's your prediction for if he wrestles Dake?
Yeah, Jordan wrestled awesome. I think Zahid had a really good game plan too. He wrestled great. It was just all around like great match, So um, I think I couldn't really tell you what would happen if he wrestled Dake. I think it would again be just another great match. Um, I know I know one thing that I think would benefit Dake is if he could uh, try and slow Jordan down or whatever. And um, I don't think that's been something that not a lot of people have been able to do. So it could be a very close match. Either guy is like really good, and they could both end up blowing the score wide open. So you never really know with two good freestyle competitors. Could go either
Yeah,
way.
for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So a lot of competition has been going on, like that flow event that just happened. Penn State's been holding matches. Wisconsin had one. Wrestling Underground, and there's other many matches going on. What is your thoughts on these like
Yeah.
showcase events that they've been doing? Is there a possibility that we could see you on one of these in the future?
Yeah, I think they're awesome. I think they're great for the sport. Uh, you get like outside of college wrestling, and like all of a sudden, like the dual meets stop. People are only pretty much getting to watch you something like most of the time if it's like at the U.S. Open, the World Championships, or the World Team Trials kind of thing. So just adding in more events for people to watch, and when you add in those events, if you do it right, you get like an economy circulating through it. So I think it's been going pretty well for wrestling, and people have been doing it the right way. Um, and as far as wrestling in one, like yeah, as soon as hopefully in the next couple weeks here, man, like I would love to start getting things scheduled, getting things going, and being able to compete again. It's been a long like 8 or 9 months of not being able to compete and
Yeah.
show what I've been working on, that sort of thing. So, but definitely, I'm excited to start competing again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a specific time frame you could give us, like say in 2 months, a month, 3 months, that you think you could be able to come back and compete?
I couldn't give you a time frame. I haven't really been in touch with anybody, or like actively been trying to um,
Yeah.
get out and compete. Right now it's just been because you can't compete if you're not healthy. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
that's priority number one for me. Um, just getting healthy and figuring out how to keep my body healthy and not have to worry about being hurt. So that's first and foremost, and then like I said, as soon as I'm done doing that, like I'm ready to go. I'm ready to beat some people up.
Yeah, I'm excited when you get to put the shoes back on and compete. That's gonna be very
Mm-hmm.
fun to watch.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. So you've wrestled at 79 kilos and 74 kilos.
Mhm.
Which weight do you plan to wrestle at in the future?
I'll be going up to 86 kilos.
Ooh,
Yeah, I just 74 and 79. Like 74 kilos is way impossible for me. Definitely not ever gonna do that again. 79 kilos, I could make 174. But ultimately 79 kilos isn't an Olympic weight. and on top of that, I would still have to cut weight. And so I'd rather just go 86 kilos and just be happy and compete, you know. I like after I was done with college this year, I had to like really hunker down and like figure out my weight and be smart with it. Like I told myself I'll never cut weight again. So, and I don't really think I have to cut weight. I think I'm good enough, and I think I'm gonna keep getting better to be able not have to worry about size being an issue in my wrestling.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Was
And
it?
Cutting
Was
weight.
it? Yeah.
how big are you right now? How much are you walking around at?
Around 200.
Okay.
Around 200 right
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah.
86 kilos is like 189 or so. So that's
Yeah,
like a
so that'd be
practice
good
for
weight
me.
you.
If I go like pretty hard in practice, wear sweatpants, sweatshirt, and stuff like that, I could lose that in a practice. So um, it's been good not having to worry about my weight. I'll tell you that. I just worry about going
Yeah.
and getting better.
Wasn't it like 2016 or 2017 when you went to 74 kilograms? That I know now that would be impossible.
Yep, 2017 was my last time making 74 kilos, and I have never looked back.
Okay. All right. So now let's get to what everybody, well, not everybody, but most people know you from, and that is your incredible career at Penn State. Talk about your process to get there. Like, tell us your whole story. How did you start wrestling? What clubs or coaches helped you out to get there? And just whatever highlights you say to your way up to college.
Yeah, I had a really great college career. Starting out, I was born in Michigan. I moved to Kentucky when I was in 7th grade. I wrestled so in Kentucky as a middle schooler. You can wrestle in high school, like the high school league there. So I moved to Kentucky. I ended up taking second at their state tournament, and then moved back to Michigan, finished my 7th grade school year. And then that summer, I decided I was going to get held back. And then, so we repeat 7th grade, and then we moved to Minnesota. But I moved to Minnesota with my dad. And I moved to Minnesota my 7th grade year. Went on to win 6 team state titles and 6 individual state titles. And then I was first one in Minnesota to do that, which was awesome. I wrestled at Apple Valley High School, which has a very, very rich history. So it was really awesome being in that community. And then graduated in 2016, moved to State College where I went to Penn State. I had the pick of the litter. I could have went to pretty much wherever I wanted, and that was just out of being a good student in high school. Obviously having a great wrestling career in high school as well kind of set myself up for that. So I ended up choosing Penn State. I just thought it was the best place for me. There were a lot of great places out there, but there's only one best place. So that was my idea of where I could be the most successful. So
Yeah.
So I moved to Penn State and was a 3-time finalist, won Big Tens 3 times. Had a pretty good career there.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
So say we're looking back on your past, you could do it all over again. Would you do it any different?
No, definitely not. I had a really good time in college. I met a lot of great people. Even in high school, my dad did everything for me. So my parents did everything for me. My mom has sacrificed. I haven't spent a birthday with my mom in let's see, what, like a decade. like,
Dang.
and that's a lot of sacrifice for a parent to
Yeah.
do. So, um, yeah, they did everything for me. So I wouldn't change a second.
All right, nice. Um, so in your high school career, you were like a a legendary wrestler. You were, I'm pretty sure, like a two-time junior world champion, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I
Um,
won. I won one. Those I won in high school. The other one I won in college after my year
oh,
of college.
all right, yeah. Um, but so in high school, what were kind of like what do you think people thought about you? Just like because you were just like so good, like you could, no one could even touch you, pretty much.
Yeah. It'd be funny sometimes like coming out to the mat and like it'd be some kid from some random school in Minnesota and like he'd just have the biggest smile on his face. And it'd be super weird, but like he was like that he knew he was walking out to pretty much like get pinned was like his thought process before the match. Um so I mean that was pretty funny, sometimes like that when that would happen. But there was also times where like people would like really come out on a mat and like think they were gonna beat me. And so then that was also like I was really thankful for those times, like it just you always got to be on your toes when you're at the top like that. So I learned how to be like resilient, learn how to be clutch, learn how to like go get the fall if I need to get the fall. Those those skills happen throughout high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a video in high school. I don't know if it was in high school or whenever, but you got to wrestle. I think it was like in your gym. You got to wrestle someone like in a sumo suit, and you like hip tossed them.
Yeah, that was one of our teachers. It was a it was like a pep rally, like a pep
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah, and he was in a sumo suit, and I hip tossed him to his back, and then like the crowd went nuts. It was awesome. Everyone in my school was there to watch me do that. It was sweet.
That must have been
Awesome.
funny. Um, so you've wrestled in the NCAA tournament multiple times. What is that tournament like? And what are the weeks of training before, um, like the weeks of training before the NCAA tournament? Do they change at all from like the regular season?
Yeah. Well, first off, wrestling at the NCAAs is absolutely brutal. There's no tournament like the NCAA tournament. I mean, the emotional roller coaster, on top of just like going against like like 5 matches for me every year, 5 matches of just hard, tough wrestling guys who, I mean, because you go there to be the national champion, right? So everyone you're wrestling wants to be a national champion. It's not, like sometimes during the season you get a guy who like doesn't really like wrestling or like he's out there because he's like just the best guy at the weight. He doesn't really for his team. But man, when you're there, like everybody wants to win. So it's a really tough tournament. You wake up that next morning after it's all over, and you're like, wow, I feel like I got hit by a bus.
Yeah.
It's really hard. And so because it's really hard, the weeks of the like couple weeks before that of training, um, if you do it the right way, you'll go into that tournament ready. You want your body to feel as good as possible. So that's what we focus on when we're training for the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. So the biggest thing, one of the biggest things I noticed about Penn State is that it looked like you guys have a really strong bond there. Like you, Bo, Jason are all talking and having a good time before your matches. Um, what is the bond like at Penn State, like with your teammates, and what is the mindset of Penn State before a match?
Yeah, I think we like any team. We just we got each other's backs, and that's really good going out to a match knowing everybody else that's there has your back. You don't you don't want to be a part of a culture where like you go out and wrestle and the guys on the bench, you don't know if they're like on your team or not. You want to
Exactly.
you want to know that everybody there is like wanting to see you do your best. So I mean that culture is at a lot of places, not just at Penn State. But for me, I thought it was the best at Penn State, and that's why I wanted to be a part of it there.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, Penn State's awesome, and so a lot of people talk about the Penn State like just like different training methods and stuff. Would you agree that they have like some different training methods and stuff like that, kind of?
Uh, I mean, I don't think it's not any different of what like people of like what we're actually doing, but like I think it's just different of how our coaches see it. I mean, we don't do anything like special or like anything that like teams haven't traditionally done in the past. We just do it. We just do it like our own way, kind of thing. Like we do stance and motion. We drill. We go live. We learn how to spar and play wrestle, and we teach our partners how to spar and play wrestle the way that we want to, and they teach us the way that they want to. Like
Yeah.
we do everything. We have conditioning days. We have lifting days. Like we don't have any like we have like 10 Aerodyne bikes in our room. Like we don't have any like crazy special equipment or like anything like different than anybody else. I just think the way that our coaches like do it is just different than everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking about coaches, the mastermind behind Penn State is Cale Sanderson. How is he a coach at Penn State? Like as a coach, how is he viewed, and what is your favorite thing about him?
Yeah, he's an awesome coach. He is someone that helped me a bunch throughout college. I mean, not even with wrestling, but just getting because I mean you go through a lot in college. So he did a really good job of like helping me keep my head on straight, and um, uh, he gives a really good perspective on life and on wrestling. So I think that was probably also one of my favorite things about him too. Is just like he just does a really good job of having us ready when we need to be ready.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, how long did it take you to take down Kale? When I don't know if have you or what I would think you would have, but how long did it take you to take down Kale?
Yeah, it took me, I mean, it didn't take me too long. I mean, but you never know like what Coach Kell you're getting, like it could be the Coach Kell that um is just trying to do one move on you the whole time because you got hit in a move in like a match, and he's like, all right, well, I'm gonna keep doing this move to you till you learn how to stop it. You don't know if it's like that guy or like if he just wants to come in and beat up on whoever he's wrestling, like he can do that too. He's really good. Um, uh, I mean that goes for all of our coaches. All of our coaches are absolute hammers. So
Yeah. Would you say anyone beats Kale in the room?
no, he's the man.
Okay. You think he majors all you guys in folk style?
I don't think he majors all of us. I think he beats every single one of us though.
All right. You think he beats
Okay.
like
He's pretty good too.
David? You think he's got David in folk style?
I've never seen them wrestle folk style.
Okay. You think he's got David in freestyle?
Maybe. David's pretty good at freestyle.
Yeah.
And
And David,
what's up?
what's the size difference between them?
Yeah, David weighs. I bet you Dave. I mean, I don't know. I think David's like 205 or so. Coach Kale might be a little bit bigger than that, maybe 220 tops, or 230, 220, 230 tops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you Coach Kill's probably around 220.
Okay. So at Nittany Lion, Kyle Snyder just recently went there. Have you ever been in the room with him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Can
Yeah.
Coach Kill beat him?
Coach Kill, Kyle.
That would. I don't
Is
know.
that what you have?
All right.
All right. So you do a lot of.
Coach Kale beats everybody.
Okay.
Think of it
Okay.
as it's like tiers. Like there's like us, and then there's the
And then
coach, and then there's Coach Kale.
All right. All right. Okay. So you do a lot of different things outside of wrestling. So like you do your series Baby Steps. So let's first talk about that. Tell everybody what that is, who's watching, and why'd you start that?
Yeah, I started Baby Steps as a way to kind of connect with the wrestling community and like in a different way. You know, it's not like just being able to connect with them through wrestling, you know, not like an interview or like having to always go to different places. You know, it's not through like like a podcast, you know.
Yeah.
It's just my own little twist kind of thing. So pretty much all it is that people, anybody, it doesn't matter, you can be 7 and like someone who's going to be really good at wrestling when they grow up, or it doesn't matter if you're a junior in high school and you're ready to wrestle the first match of your career, you know. So but those, anything in between, they'll send me matches, send me anything and everything that they want me to kind of look over, and then I do like a live video feed of that. So just kind of walk them through different positions they can be in, different things that they can practice, and just, you know, I want to make it like make it as comfortable as possible. You know, like I want it to be like encouraging. I don't want someone to send me in their video and they don't take criticism very well, and it ends up being um, like a bad situation. You know, like everything I've said on there, I do it to make sure that everybody's just getting the best out of themselves, and so and that's my intention as well.
Yeah, awesome. So, let's talk about your manager, Michael Vespa. He seems like a pretty awesome guy, and he's the one who helped us set this up with you. How did you meet him, and what does he do for you?
Yeah, Mike. So Mike is Marco Vespa's brother. I know Marco because he's coming to Penn State this next year, and he was I can't even. I don't think I think I hosted him. I can't remember if I
Yeah.
hosted him or like one of my teammates hosted him, but like over his visit, I was with him pretty much the whole time. We have a great relationship, and then through Marco, I got to meet his brothers, Mike and Vinny. Mike obviously has a great business mind, and that was something that I like honestly like I just struggled with. I've never really thought that way. I've never had to think that way. In that way. But also it's good being able to um go through like baby steps. Like that was like his and my idea. Like he kind of brought the idea to the table, and then I was able to like twist it a little bit and make it a way that I would like it. But yeah, he's awesome. He helps me with camps. He helps me with interviews like these, different podcasts, privates. You know, anything that has to do with wrestling and people want to involve me in it. He like handles every little bit of it. So he's really good at what he does too.
Yeah, he's definitely
he
an
seems.
awesome dude.
Yeah. So let's get on to our last question. Is there anything else you would like to say? Just overall?
Yeah, I think I really appreciate what you guys are doing. You know, it takes a lot. I mean, like I said, I mean, you guys don't have business minds, but it takes a lot to have
Yeah.
like think outside the box a little bit. And so that's awesome that some people wait until they're 25, 26, 27 years old to start a podcast. And so I don't know
Yeah.
how you guys are. How old are you guys? 13,
We're
14?
both
Yeah,
13.
13.
13 years old, and you guys have started a podcast and you've gotten some really great guests on. So that's one thing. And then another thing I'd like to say is yeah, I'm just excited for the future. Thank you guys for having me on. I'm really excited for the future of the PRTC. Excited for baby steps, man. It's gonna be it's all what I like want to be doing to continue a relationship with the wrestling community, and doing it in ways, trying to do it in ways that other people haven't really done before. So I'm really excited for that. I'm excited to start competing again, and I'm thankful that I can kind of have that coming out, that like thing that I'm pretty much ready to go, and I'm glad I got to say that on here. So because
Yeah.
no one else has heard that from me, so I'm pumped to start competing again.
Yeah. So I have to ask this one question that I was really looking forward to. So your manager is the owner of New York Drones.
Mm-hmm.
Has he hooked you up one? Has he hooked you up with one? And if not, is he going? He has to hook you up with one.
Yeah, Mike is the he that's like his that's like where he like started, I guess. Like New York Drums is what he does as his way of like, pretty much New York Drones is what he does for me. Like he like goes out, schedules things, does a bunch of drone footage, and he does it for like some of like top places in New York. So I mean, I know he's done it for like his like city council, which is a pretty big deal. And on top of that, no, he hasn't gotten me a drone yet, but we're working on it. He has like realized he hasn't sent me a drone yet, and I think he feels bad about it. So I'll hopefully be getting one in the next couple days.
Okay, Mark. Thank you for coming on. Happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you have an amazing day. Good luck in the future, and I hope 86 kilos goes good.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. You
No
guys
problem.
better get ready, because I'm just getting bigger and I'm just getting better. So it's gonna be a good couple years at